Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Pariah, and I actually just reviewed this one about 2 months ago to the date. And so this is Dank Drink. So this is one of their original IPAs, and yeah, just want to revisit it. Check out a review of it. I thought it was like really nice and ripe, almost like overripe. And I've had it in the fridge for 2 months now, and so this is sort of an experiment on like how the beer might age, how it might change, and you know, a lot of people have different opinions on. I really think it depends on specifically the beer and how it ages, especially these New England IPAs. We're not talking about like long aging like Imperial Stout. We're going like 6 months to a year. We're talking about, you know, weeks to months. So beer pretty much looks pretty similar. Is the haze maybe different now? It's just a medium gold color, medium plus full on haze. So it's pretty much the same. I get that stinky stink I was talking about. It's like dried, now it's a little bit more definitive in its fruitiness because it's less like volatile, I want to say. It's a little bit more subtle to the sense of like dried apricot and dried mangoes. But still quite ripe. Cheers. I remember calling it like, tastes like trash. Okay. Quite nice. I want to say the fruitiness is not as prevalent. It's a little bit more leans towards like, it's the lean malt bill. It's got this like, you know, light bread, almost like brioche thing to it. Yeah, a little bit of like water cracker in there as well. Almost like a little bit like a, yeah, very light. So it's like a snappy, light, thin toasted cracker kind of thing going on over there. It's got a little bit of that kind of like just essence of a little bit of oily citrus in there as well. The orange, some ripeness coming in, some big mango notes up front, but it's just not as rich and dense. I want to say it's much. It tastes a little bit more leaner and a little bit more of that kind of like cleaner East Coast meets West Coast kind of beer, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty spot on. I probably liked it back then more. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I just don't find it as layered and complex after 2 months in. Again, I did store it in the fridge, but again, 2 months is not bad. It's still very good. It's still very drinkable. You know, with your New England IPAs, fall off's just gonna be very different depending on, you know, what hops you use. Scott Janish actually has a really good article about it, and also, article about it, and he also was just on Brew Strong talking about it, about hop survivables. Pretty much like hop elements that will, I mean, I guess this is a little bit different, but there's hop elements that will last past hot side through the beer into package, right? And so we're more worried about, less about the product of the hop, but what actually lasts in the beer. And then once it's in the beer also, you can think about hop survivables in the sense of like, you know, once you get it in the beer, how good is it if it only lasts 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, right? Don't we want our beers to ideally last at least a month, maybe 2. So, you know, these New England IPAs definitely evolve and change at times, sometimes better, sometimes for worse. I think the beer is still fantastic. I would obviously say that it does not, has gotten past its peak, but still get a delicious beer right here, right? So this beer for me over here gets a solid 95. The 95 from a 98, I think that's a decent rating. You know, maybe that rating was a little high, maybe this one's a little low, but I think that's somewhere where I have it. So fantastic stuff though. Thank you so much for that. This is a really fun one to, again, I appreciate when you guys send a couple cans because, like, you know, I like to see how the beer sort of changes with time. I think it's really interesting. So check it out. Until next time, guys, cheers. Post in the comments below if you've done anything like that. Try it out yourself. Cheers.